What's good, guys? Today I have a strawberry Pop-Tart, and while I eat this, we're gonna talk about some things. I don't know why I did that when I opened it, but okay. So, I'm actually trying to try, like, every Pop-Tart flavor. So far I've had, this is strawberry. I've also had strawberry unfrosted, and then I've had brown sugar, cinnamon, cookies, and cream. I think that's it. I also tried the strawberry milkshake Pop-Tarts, but those are absolutely disgusting. Will not recommend. They're way too sweet. They taste so artificial and fake. Like, at least these, like, actually taste good. Like, I don't know, like, the strawberry milkshake is just so friggin' nasty to me. But if you like it, no hate to you, to each his own. So, I think maybe in the last video I made, if it wasn't at school, I said I was gonna make a video about the 0-day iceberg or the Columbine iceberg, but my camera's lagging for a minute, but I'm not so sure, because, like, somebody already made, like, 2 videos about the 0-day iceberg, and as much as those are my hyperfixations, I just feel like I don't have the motivation to research a whole ass iceberg. Now, if there's any questions about 0-day or Columbine, I could probably answer them, but most people don't ask about that stuff. You know, Gen Alpha, I have no idea what Columbine even is. You would be amazed at how much Gen Z doesn't even know about it. Even millennials, for that matter. I was telling the social worker on Thursday. She's like in her late 20s, early 30s. I was like, oh, I'm reading Dylan Klebold's mom, Sue Klebold's book about her son and stuff. She's like, who? I'm like, Dylan Klebold. She's like, who's that? I'm like, are you serious right now? The Columbine shooter. And she's like, oh, I don't know their names. Man. Probably a lot of Gen Z doesn't even remember Sandy Hook, even though we were alive for that. And by the way, I think it goes without saying that I obviously don't condone. I mean, I think I was in the same grade the Sandy Hook victims were in 2012. I don't remember when I started preschool. 2011? I'm not sure. I'd have to, like, dig up my whole last transcript. But yeah, rest in peace to all the victims. Actually, Sue Klebold's birthday is on the 25th, which is also my sister's. She'll be like 70 something. It's really such a waste if you think about it, both of those things. 0-day is fake, okay? 0-day is fictional. It's not real. I just think it's important to be educated about that kind of stuff because, like, last year I remember our school made us watch this friggin' video, and I've seen it so many times. It's that video, it's like that Sandy Hook Promise video, and it's like the boy who, like, goes into the library and, like, writes on the table, and that's the whole story of, like, the boy and this mysterious other person who ends up being a girl, like, writing to each other on the library table. And it's like the whole time while you're focused on them, you don't realize the guy who's, like, reading a gun magazine in the library and, like, watching gun videos on YouTube, and, like he did this to the teacher, and at the end it shows that boy finally figures out who was writing on the library table, with him because she was signing his yearbook, and she's like, hey, I recognize your writing. And then the guy comes in the gym with the gun, and then everybody screams. That's the video. And you know, the first time I watched it was actually not even in school. It was on my own. I was just bored on YouTube, and it came up like on my feed, and so I watched it, and I was shocked because I wasn't paying attention at all. But once you see it, you already know like what's gonna happen. But the thing is, truth be told, I feel like it's a misconception about school shooters because everybody's like, oh, the quiet kid, or like the loner with no friends. But like that's not always the case. That was the case with Adam Lanza. He had a lot of issues. I watched like a 3-hour documentary on him a few weeks ago. Low-key waste of my time. But that man was messed up. Sorry for my noisy ass ear. Okay, it's quieter now. It's just like loud when it starts. But like Eric and Dylan, man, I've seen like the interview with Dylan behind the Blackjack Pizza, which is not Blackjack Pizza anymore, by the way. And like I've seen their other videos and shit, and they were literally just regular kids. Like, I mean, obviously they had issues, but I mean, like, you would never think, like, they're literally just like me and you, like literally any other 17, 18-year-old. Seriously. And you know, this is her book. It's called A Mother's Reckoning. That's her and Dylan when he was 5 or 6. I'm on page 166. It's very, very good book. But, you know, I've read the reviews about it, and there's like a lot of hate against the book, and a lot of people hate her. And like, they said that in the book she was like, I mean, obviously it's biased. I mean, that's a given. That's her son. She couldn't be unbiased about it, even if she wanted to be. But I mean, like, people were mad because she was constantly calling Eric like a monster and shit. And she just kept. And I think people don't like when she calls her son's death a suicide. But that's literally what it was. I should probably put a trigger warning in the title that I'm talking about this shit. YouTube, don't take it down. This is for educational purposes. But like, I mean, it was a suicide. Honestly, a lot of people say that Eric was the leader and Dylan was the follower, which I can kind of agree with. I don't know. I don't know, because there's so much. It's unbelievable. I still have yet to read the 11,000. I've read moving positions. I've read both of their journals a little bit. Dylan's handwriting is extremely hard to read though, so you know, in the end, I honestly just think that like Eric might have done it anyways if he hadn't met Dylan, or like with somebody else maybe. But I don't know if Dylan would do that. I mean, he was just extremely depressed. Like, he self-harmed and shit, and nobody knew. And he talked about killing himself, like, in his journal all the time. So I think he might have killed himself if it wasn't for Eric. Like, on his own, maybe. And there's also a misconception that, or like a theory, I guess, that Eric killed Dylan. I mean, I read both of their autopsy reports, and I don't think so. I think Eric died first. certainly. But I don't think he killed him. I feel like, I know more about Dylan and Eric just because of this book. Like, it tells so much. I mean, that's his mom. Of course she knows stuff about him. But, like, whoever hates on her or her book, I just want to say, like, put yourself in her shoes. Seriously. Like, I couldn't even imagine. Bro, you get a call. You're at work. Any other day. You get a call that there's a shooting at your kid's school and you immediately be concerned because you're like, oh my god. Like, are they okay? Shit like that. Like, you're not even thinking that they're the perpetrator. And, like, then the police come in your house and raid your house and they don't let you in. Like, just imagine how overwhelming that would be. Like, to lose your kid and deal with all of that other shit. Like, man. I recommend that book to anybody because it's a real eye-opener and it really gives you some perspective. I guess I shouldn't say, you can never tell if somebody's gonna be a school shooter, but, like, you can't always tell. Personally, at my school, they are a little paranoid about it. And please keep in mind, there's never been a shooting at my school. And I personally believe there never will be, and I believe that wholeheartedly. But, I mean, we have gotten threats. But, not all of them are credible. They're mostly just, like, bomb threats, which is the dumbest thing, because, like, how y'all even know how to make a bomb? That's another thing about Columbine. It was a failed bombing. Like, way more kids would have died if their bombs had gone off in the cafeteria. They used propane tanks for bombs, but I think, and don't quote me on this, but I think it didn't go off because the alarm clocks that they used, some type of metal in the alarm clock, they didn't know, but the metal was switched out for plastic, so it didn't go off. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like my school is a little paranoid about it because they're like, they've said this to me so many times. They're like, we need to know where you are at all times in case a gunman comes in, and I just have to fight the urge to roll my eyes because, like, I do appreciate the safety, but it gets to a point, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets to a point where you're just being paranoid about it, and you're, like, doing the most when you don't need to be. And don't take that the wrong way, but, like, come on. A hall monitor even said to me before, months ago, she said this to me. She said, we watch you guys come in the morning. If you have, like, a mad look on your face, we're gonna be suspicious, or some shit like that. Like, she was like, we're gonna be looking at your facial expressions when you walk in the door. And to me, that's just so freaking insane because, first of all, it's cold out. People walk from the bus stop, or, like from the buses at the middle school, like me, and it's cold out, or people, it's freaking 7 in the morning, like, we don't want to be there. You think we're gonna walk in like, morning? No, like, a lot of people are gonna look pissed in the morning, okay? And some people have RBF, okay? So I think that type of thinking is definitely, like, not it. It's inaccurate, and it's a waste of your time. But that's all I really have to say about it. I just think if school shootings go down within, like, 5 years, we should start unlocking the doors again, because we started locking our doors and shit, like, in my sophomore year, maybe, like, late freshman year. Honestly, we just got more stricter after, Oxford, which not that many people, I don't know, I just feel like nobody ever really talks about Oxford, but it happened in my state, like, an hour or so from me, in 2021, this kid, Ethan Crumbly, he was 14 at the time. He, like, killed 4 of his classmates and hurt some others, I think. I don't really know that much about Oxford, to be honest, because that kid just pisses me off, but, yeah, after that happened, we got really strict. I actually remember the day it happened, but I might make a separate video about that. Because, like, they started putting these things, like, in the office doors. It's, like, a black box and then a red circle. And then, like, the teachers have this key, and then when they put it on the thing, like, it turns green, and then they can go in. But when those first appeared, everybody was like, what is that? And they thought it was, like, cameras or some shit. Like, we didn't know what it was. And in my junior year, e-hall passes were introduced, which is where you have to, like, go on your computer or phone to fill out a bathroom pass in order to go to the bathroom. Which I was pretty pissed about at first. I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. I still think it's dumb, but truth be told, I don't fill them out half the time, like, ever, so. Because, like, if I just need to take 2 seconds and grab something from my locker, like, I really don't want to waste my time. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, if somebody's about to, like, vomit or have a bloody nose, I don't know. Maybe I just have some, like, strong opinions and theories about this kind of stuff. That's just how I feel. I'm not saying that nobody has to particularly agree or disagree with me, but that's just how I feel. And there's nothing wrong with my opinions, because I'm not excusing school shooters. I'm not saying their behavior was okay. I don't condone. I don't glorify. But to me, it's a waste, because, I mean, I got bullied too really bad in my freshman year. I still have beef with this sophomore. I don't fucking like her. But that doesn't mean every time you're, like, mad at somebody or, like, being bullied that you, oh, I'm being bullied, I should go shoot up my school. Like, no. No. Either handle it accordingly, like, on your own. Like, if you're having beef with somebody, just fight them and get it over with instead of, like, hurting innocent people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's absolutely no call for school shootings. Another thing is, in 5 years, is it gonna matter? I'm graduating in 2 months. Do you really think I'm gonna give a fuck about that sophomore? No, because she's a worthless piece of crap. Another thing about Columbine was Dylan and Eric hated jocks, okay? That was, like, their nemesis. And when they went in the library at some point, they yelled, everybody with a white hat stand up. Like, all jocks with a white hat stand up. Nobody did, but, like, they didn't even, like, kill jocks. Like, if you look at the victims, like, I don't know, maybe some of them were, but, like, this one kid, Kyle, he was literally a special needs kid. Like, how could you do that? Like, that's just beyond despicable to me. Actually, this one girl, ooh, what was her name? Oh, shit. My computer's about to die, hold up. Anne-Marie Hochhalter. She got shot and was paralyzed. She was in a wheelchair for the rest of her life. She just died, like, earlier in February. So rest in peace to her. That's, like, a strong woman right there. And, like, they were killing, like, one of the people was, like, a freshman. Like, are you serious? Mind you, they were, like, 2 weeks away from graduation. That's just so unnecessary to me. I guess in the end, nobody really taken the time to see. That's all I have to say about it. But anyways, I'm gonna end this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know in the comments what you think about, like, Columbine or Sandy Hook or school shootings in general. Like, besides the fact that they're bad. But I mean, like, what do you think causes them? Like, do you guys think it's bullying? Do you guys think that all school shooters are just the quiet kids and like loners? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Bye.